first Lumberjack show. My name is Sue. I'm going to be your host, commentator, and official scorekeeper for this afternoon's competition, and quite a competition it is. I've got two professional lumberjacks that are going to compete here head-to-head in several different events. But before we get started, I'd like to give you just a little bit of background on how this all began. Now, back in the mid to late 1800s, America was rapidly expanding westward, and the timber barons of the East began to look to the Great Lakes states of Michigan, Minnesota, and our home state of Wisconsin, and the huge white pine stands here. So in the fall of the year, the timber barons would send the lumberjacks up the old fur trader routes where they'd make camp for the winter. They'd cut and saw the logs into manageable lengths, and then using horse and oxen, they'd drag those logs to the banks of the river, stack them, and wait for the spring thaw. In the spring of the year, then, when the ice and snow melted, they'd roll those logs into the river, float them downstream to the sawmill, and at that point, their job was basically done. This is when the competitions began. Each camp thought they had the best chopper, the best sawyer, maybe the fastest climber. And the only way to find out who was the best was to have a good old-fashioned competition like the one here today. Now, in the spirit of that competition, I'm going to divide you guys into two different logging camps and give you each your own lumberjack to cheer for. How does that sound? All right, we're going to go right up the center of the bleachers here, and everybody over here on my left-hand side. It is your job to cheer your lumberjack on, and you guys are going to be cheering for logging camp number 9 today. Let's hear it for camp 9. All right, that sounds pretty good, and everybody over here on my right, you guys are all going to be cheering for logging camp 13 today. We've got one more piece of business to take care of before I bring your lumberjacks out. We've got a good old-fashioned cheer we like to use here at Timberworks. You're going to want to shout this out whenever they do something you like, or maybe just to give them a little added encouragement today. And it simply goes, yo-ho. Not bad. I know you guys can do better than that. On the count of 3, I need your biggest, your loudest, your rowdiest lumberjack yo-ho. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yo! That sounds great. Let's meet your lumberjacks. Camp number 9. Your lumberjack comes to you from the Wisconsin Dells. He's been competing professionally now for over 8 years. Just recently competing in the Steel Timber Sports Series in the rookie division and at the Lumberjack World Championships. He is an excellent chopper and sawyer. He's a great speed climber. He's your lumberjack today, Camp 9, Chet Isaacson. Camp 13, I must have confused you guys because I actually saw a few of you clapping. That is not how it works here. Camp 13, what do we think of camp number 9? There you go. All right, camp number 13. Your lumberjack comes to you from Hayward, Wisconsin. He began the sport of log rolling at the age of 5 and has picked up all the other disciplines since. He, too, is an excellent chopper and sawyer. He's a great speed climber. He's your lumberjack today, camp 13, Nick Aston. We are going to get things started up here on the deck. Our first event today is going to be the single buck. Now, the rules in this one are simple. First complete disc to hit the deck will be the winner here today. This tool was also known as the misery whip because of the pain that it caused in pulling it in the woods all day long. But a good pair of crosscut sawyers could do the work of a dozen axemen. All right, looks like our lumberjacks are set. Here's your first chance to cheer them on. Camp 9, who's cheering for Chet out here to win this first event today? Sounds pretty good. Camp 13, who's sure it's going to be Nick? We are going to find out. Sawyer's ready. 1, 2, go. Cheer them on. They can hear you. All right, first complete disc to hit the deck will be the winner here today. Using every tool in that saw. Is it going to be Camp 13 or Camp number 9? All right, we are going to move our lumberjacks down front. The next event in our competition is going to be the axe throw. Now, this wasn't necessarily an event they did in the competition, but they did this to decide who was going to do the more undesirable jobs in camp, like clean the outhouse, so they took it pretty seriously. And our axe throw here today, we are going to give each one of our lumberjacks a warm-up throw. Then they are going to get 3 throws apiece, and the one with the highest score will be the winner here today. As they are warming up, I will run the scoring down for you. If they hit that red center here today, they are going to get 5 points. If they hit that middle ring, they're going to get 3. And the outside ring will get them 1 point. Looks like we are all warmed up. Now you've got your lumberjacks down front. You can take advantage of that. You can cheer them on. You can boo and heckle the other guy. All right. He's got a 3 to start things off. All right. points apiece. Here comes Nick on his second throw. That's right. Looking for a bullseye. He has another three. That takes you to 6 points. All right, Camp 9. Chet's looking for a three to tie. Chet has another three. All right, we are all tied up going into this final throw. Camp 13, who thinks Nick can get a bullseye? He has a bullseye. Camp 13. All right, Chet needs a bullseye to tie it. No pressure, Camp 9. Can he do it? Camp 13 over here winning the axe throw here tonight. All right, well, we're going to move our Lumberjacks back up on the deck. Our next event is going to be the springboard chop. Now, if you remember, I said the Lumberjacks did their work in the winter, so they had the ice and snow to deal with. They also had the flaring root systems of the trees they were trying to cut. They wanted to get out of that ice and snow and above that root system to where that tree became a constant diameter. This is where the springboard comes in. As you can see, we've got a pocket chopped in the side of these trees. The guys have inserted a metal toed board. They're going to hop up on that board. That's where they're going to start their chop. They're going to go about half to 3/4 of the way through on their front side, and then they're going to turn and finish their chop on the back side. Much like a baseball player swinging both right and left-handed, only these guys are doing it with an axe here today. Looks like both of our competitors are set. All right, Camp number 9, who thinks it's going to be Chet winning the springboard for you? Camp 13, who's looking for Nick to win the springboard? Let's see who it's going to be. Choppers ready. 1, 2, go. Cheer 'em on, folks. They can hear you both of these guys. A couple of excellent choppers here. You are going to see them following a pattern as they chop. They're going to put a nice deep V on this front side before turning and moving on to their back side. They've only got to make one hit on that back side towards the eagle chop. Good night, Utah. His heaviness is by the other turns first. Camp 9, who's cheering for Chet out there. He's around his backside. Camp 13, who's looking for Nick. He's got to sever that whole line. Keep it going, Camp 9. Camp 13 right behind him, but Chet in Camp 9 winning the springboard here today. All right, well, we've been doing a lot of traditional lumberjack events. We're going to modernize things a bit now by mixing in a chainsaw. The guys are going to be running steel chainsaws here today. Steel is the #1 selling chainsaw worldwide, also the official sponsor of Timberwork's Lumberjack Show. You're not going to find steel in any big box store. You're going to want to visit your local servicing dealer. In order to do that, just visit them on the web at steelusa.com. Type your zip code in. It'll take you to the dealer nearest you. Now, as you can see, they're putting some safety gear on for this as well. They're wearing some Kevlar chaps to protect their legs, as well as hearing and eye protection. We recommend anytime operating a power tool, take those few extra minutes, put that gear on, and save yourself a lifetime of problems. Now, when the new guys came into camp, they were known as buck beaters, and the camp bosses didn't necessarily know what they were good at. So, they ran them through a series of events to see what their skills were. This is where our relay race comes in today. The guys are going to be using tools that they used to use back in the woods and continue to use today, such as a cant hook and a choker. And then, as I said, we're going to modernize things a bit by mixing in a chainsaw. We're going to let the guys get their saws warmed up, and then I'll explain how this event is going to go. All right, they're all warmed up. They're going to start down front with that big, long hook. That's called the cant hook. They're going to roll their log over to their bunk and bunk their log. They're going to come on back to their block, grab their chainsaw, start it, make one complete cut. They're going to put their chainsaw down, grab that metal cable, that's called a choker, back to their bunk log, choke it. First one to do that will be the winner. Camp 13, who's looking for Nick to tie it up for you in the relay. Camp 9, who thinks it's going to be Chet getting another point. Let's find out who it's going to be. Ready? 1, 2, go. All right, cheer 'em on. They can hear us. They've got to come back. 1, 2, flying through that relay race here today. They still have faith, Chet. You're all right. All right. As long as the guys have all their safety gear on, we are going to do another chainsaw event here today. That's going to be our hot saw race. Now again, the guys are running steel chainsaws. Only these saws have been modified specifically for this event. The muffler has been removed and expansion chambers been added. That releases the back pressure on this saw. It allows them to run much faster. These things are going to fly through the wood here today. The guys are going to make 3 cuts. 1 down, 1 up, and 1 down. First 3 complete discs to hit the deck will be the winner. They're going to warm these up as well. They are very loud. You might want to cover your ears. All right, they are all warmed up. We're going to start with the saw on the deck. Their hands on the log. On go, they're going to grab that saw, start it, make their 3 cuts. Cam 13, who is cheering for Nick out here to win the hot saw? Cam 9, who thinks it's going to be Chet winning the hot saw? We are going to find out. Ready? 1, 2, go. That looked good, Nick.
That one went well, so well, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to guarantee victory in this next one, too. Yo-ho.
Wow, guarantee victory. How in the world are you going to do that?
Well, I practice a lot. I'm really, really good. I'm actually undefeated.
Undefeated? Well, that does sound impressive. Care to tell us why it is you're undefeated?
Oh, no, that's not important.
I think it is. You guys want to know why he's undefeated?
Yeah, it's because I'm the only one in this.
That's right. He is the only one in it. We're going to take just a short break from our competition here. No points for this one, but whenever we happen to be out on the road, and I have a lumberjack that has a special talent, we like to highlight that. And in this case, Nick is actually a speed carver, and he's agreed to do a little carving for us here today. Now, Nick, can you tell us what it is you're going to carve?
Yeah, I'm going to carve a small, furry woodland animal I actually saw on my way here today.
Well, that sounds great. Want to tell us what it is?
Well, no, I can't tell them. That's part of the fun of speed carving. I like to carve and have the audience try and guess as I go along just in case I mess up.
All right, well, that does sound like fun, but I see quite a few kids out here today, so I don't know. How about a few clues?
Clues, all right. Speed clues for speed carving. Yeah, Hoopy Dops down the trail. Comes on Easter time, big flop ears. Works with energizing tastes like chicken. That's it, no more clues.
Buddy. I got it.
And it's going to be a bunny. It's going to be really fast, like we said. You're going to want to keep an eye on it. All right, looks like you just leveled that top off. Nice clean cut to start. Done. What do you mean you're done? Where in the world is your rabbit?
Our rabbit is right here. Eyes, ears, nose, toes, tail, all rolled right up into one.
Where in the world have you ever seen a rabbit that looked like that?
I saw one that looked just like this. It was actually on my way here this morning. He was laying right out in the middle of the highway. It looked a lot like that.
What do you suppose he was doing in the middle of the highway?
Sleeping.
How do you know that?
I was a bit confused at first too, Sue, but after we drove past him, I looked in the rearview mirror. Boy, he looked awful tired to me.
All right, that's it. No, you're done. No, you had your chance. Chet, help me out here. Oh my gosh. I promised all these people a carving of a rabbit. You see what Nick did out here. I don't know, Chet, can you do a little carving for us?
Yeah, that was pretty stupid, wasn't it? I tell you what, you guys want to see a real rabbit? Eyes, all that fun stuff. I'll give you one. It's just going to take me a little bit longer.
All right, we're going to give Chet a chance here to do a little carving for us. Got the ears done. That actually looks pretty good. All right, Chet, what's next? Now the hard part, he says. Shit, come on. You have got to be kidding me. You're not actually going to show him that, are you?
Mean. So this is probably the best rabbit I've ever carved. You guys want to see him? Yeah? All right, get your cameras out. Ready? Yo-ho!
No. Put that down. Come on. I promised all these people a carving of a rabbit. You know, you just kind of scribe the face in. I don't know. Can't you add a little more detail?
Okay, yeah. Fine, I guess I forgot that part. You didn't have to tell me. But guys, I'll do that part next and we'll keep on moving.
You're going to do what part next?
So you just said it, you know, detail. I can fit that right in the back.
Detail, facial features, something like that.
Facial features, you could have just said that in the first place. I'll go around to the front, I'll give this rabbit some whiskers, because every rabbit has whiskers, right? Yeah! Right, and then to top things off today, I'll finish with a special cut. Been working on this one for a while. Fluffy furry eyebrow.
Ooh, all right, a rabbit with eyebrows. Well, you are the artist. What is first?
First, tail.
All right, got the tail done. That looks good. Now what? Whiskers. Yeah, we are not going to the next event. What is happening now? All right, well, the whiskers, that all looks good. And then, I don't know, should we just call that a mustache?
Sue, that is not a mustache. Did I just see you touch that thing?
I did.
I wouldn't do that again if I were you.
Why?
It's not a mustache, it's actually a booger.
All right, what is left?
Okay, we got one more cut. Folks, like I said, I've been working on this one for a while. I've never done it live, so if you guys could help me out, give me complete silence. We'll get this last cut done. Fluffy furry eyebrow.
All right, here comes the eyebrow cut. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Sue, cover for me.
I cannot cover for you. Are you kidding me? That is definitely not going to fix it. Are you kidding me? Look at this thing. No, jeez. Look at this. Jeez, you're
Furry eyebrow.
No, you ruined the carve. You have completely decapitated the rabbit.
I did what?
Decapitated the rabbit.
I gotta stop using those big words with me. I don't know what that means. But guys, the rabbit's fine. You know, I think I just irritated him a little bit.
Well, you're irritating me right now.
What are you trying to say here? You trying to say this is my fault?
Yes, your fault.
Absolutely not. Everybody out there saw, right? It's all Sue's fault.
My fault?
Yeah, Sue, before I started, I told everybody out here that I needed complete silence, and then, what do you know, halfway through the cut at the critical point, Sue over here starts screaming at me, yelling at me, waving her arms around willy-nilly, distracting me. You made me do it.
I made you do what?
Sue, you made me cut just a hair too deep.
Yeah, all right. I think we've all had enough of the chainsaw card. Why don't you just have a seat and think about what you did? Yeah, sit down. You know, sometimes when you're working live, things don't work out, but we'll get Chet some practice. He'll be ready to go for that next show here today. And, well, think you're pretty funny, huh? How about a round of applause for Chet, everybody? Chet, look at that cute little thing that you carved.
You're this rabbit with a booger?
I don't mean that. I mean, show him that cute little thing you're sitting on.
You think it's cute?
I do. You guys want to see it, don't you?
All right, I've been working out for a while now.
Oh, jeez, no, not that. I mean this cute little hair chair, but looks a little small for you. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, this one is a little bit too small for me, so I tell you what, if there's any little ones out in the crowd that want to take this home as a souvenir from Timberwork's Lumberjack Show Steel Chainsaws and Duluth Trading Company, here's what you got to do. You got to stand up, jump up and down, and scream, yo-ho! Who wants to take the chair home? How about this little girl in the pink skirt right here? You want the chair? And the cool face paint? Yeah, come on up. Let's give a nice round of applause to our hair chair tester. Check it out. Perfect fit. The chair's not for you. Okay, I'm going to need a few things. Can I get a high five? Awesome. Can I get a big yo-ho?
Yo-ho!
That's pretty good. Now, one last thing. Did you come with anybody today? Mom, Dad, parents out in the crowd? Right there. Ma'am, can she have the chair? Awesome, it'll be $20.
That is not. That's a gift from all of us here at Timberworks Lumberjack Show. Steel Chainsaws and Duluth Trading Company. Let's hear it for our hair chair tester. All alone with the best seat in the house. And let's hear it for Chet and the chainsaw carve. We are going to move back into our competition now. And the next event is going to be the speed climb. Now, the race here, not only to the top, but down as well. The guys are going to go all the way to the top of that 40-foot pole. They're going to hit that orange mark with their rope and then come on back down to the pad. First one to the pad will be the winner here today. As you can see, they've got some special gear on for this. This is gear similar to that of a utility lineman, only it's been modified a bit. Those gaps have been heated and bent so they don't stick quite so well. They've also got a rope secured to their waist that actually has a steel cord in it and some leather gloves on their hands to protect them from scraping on that tree. And while Chet finishes getting his climbing gear on, I wanted to take just a minute and mention the official clothing sponsor of Timberworks Lumberjack Show. That is Duluth Trading Company. How many of you have heard of Duluth Trading Company before? All kinds of you. That's great. We have been partnered with them for over 8 years now, and they've been generous enough to outfit all of us here today, head to toe, in all of their great outdoor workwear. It is absolutely the best workwear we have ever worn. The guys have gone on their Flex Fire Hose pants. They absolutely love those things. And, of course, their free swinging flannels. They've got those great back pleats and underarm gussets, giving them all the mobility they need for the chopping and sawing. And I'm outfitted head to toe in all of their women's wear. If you get a chance, visit one of their stores in the Wisconsin and Minnesota area, or you can always check them out online at duluthtrading.com. Looks like Chet's just about set here. Nick's ready to go for camp number 13. All right, camp 13. Who thinks it's going to be Nick winning the speed climb for you today? Oh boy, that didn't sound very convincing. Camp 13, are you cheering for Nick? Much better. Camp number 9, who's cheering for Chet over here? Let's find out who it's going to be. Climbers ready. 1, 2, go. Cheer on this one. All the way down. Is it going to be Chet and Camp 9 or Nick and Camp 13? Chester. And Nick right behind him, but Chet and Camp number 9 winning the speed climb. Well, we've got one final event left here today. How many of you have seen log rolling before? Lots of you, that's great. Always one of the crowd favorites. Also, one of the most difficult disciplines in lumberjack sports to learn simply because of the amount of time it takes. We are talking years of practice, tons of balance and agility. You'll see all that come into play when these guys get out here today. Now, there's only a couple rules in log rolling. Number 1, they can't touch that center stripe. Number 2, they can't touch each other. But they can splash water, rock the log, do what they can to distract their opponent and knock them into the tank. Now, we're actually from Hayward, Wisconsin, which is home of the Lumberjack World Championships. And it just finished its 63rd year a couple weeks ago. It's always in July, 3 full days, and it's a progressive competition. Where competitors, men and women from all over the country as well as the world, come and compete in all the disciplines you've seen here today, as well as many more. They've got women's chopping and sawing events. They've got men's and women's events where they combine to do some sawing together. And, of course, log rolling and boom running, which is where they actually string 8 of these logs across what we call Lumberjack Bowl. They run down and back for a time. If you've never been to Hayward to see the championships and you enjoy timber sports, come on up and see us. It is a great event. All right, it looks like our competitors are just about ready here. Now, we've got a favorite song we like to use here at Timberworks. This is our final event. We're going to need a little help from you on this. Put your hands together. That's right, Camp 9, cheering for Chet, Camp 13, cheering for Nick. We are going to go 2 out of 3 balls here. We are going to see who it's going to be. All right, they're in what's called a bumping match, meaning they are Princeton as they watch it. They've got it rocking. I don't know if Camp 9 was like Chet just forgot he was log rolling. I'm not sure what happened there. All right, we're going to get him back out there. Ball number 2, Camp 9. Who thinks it's going to be Nick? 2 straight balls here. Camp 9 is looking for Chet to tie it up. Let's see who it's going to be. All right. No worries here, folks. These guys are tough. We do this day in and day out. You're a Nick. Nick, get back here. We are not done. Where are you going? Going home. You can't go home. What happened out there?
That was kind of obvious what happened, Sue.
I mean, how? How did it happen?
See, that's a whole different story. I saw Chet was a little off balance and I pulled the new move. The double whammy water kick.
What in the world is that?
So he tried to kick water with both feet at the exact same time.
Yeah, that doesn't sound real smart.
Not smart at all, apparently. Left leg one way, right leg the other. My body had no idea what to do. Straight down, whammo!
Wow, did you hear anything?
I heard anything. You guys saw what happened, right? Came down right at my elbow.
Bump beside your elbow. How do you feel?
Kind of like a brand new man.
I bet he does. Camp 13, let's get Nick back out there. You've got one more ball to go. This is going to decide how long you'll end the competition here today. Camp number 9, cheers for Chet. Camp 13, cheers. All right, they're in for their final round. Who's it going to be? Camp 9 or Camp 13? Both of these guys, a couple of hikes to the round of applause for both your Lumberjacks. On behalf of Ashley Tilly Arts, we are Timberwork's Lumberjack Show. That is Chet Isaacson, Nick Bastet. My name is Sue, great for Lumberjack. We've got 2 more shows tonight, 3:30 and 6. Grab your friends and come on back. If you're interested in one of the wood chips or discs, come on up. The guys will autograph it for you. Enjoy your afternoon.